Dave Fegley here along with Casey Savitsky, bringing you tonight's action from Mansfield University up by the New York State border. The winner of tonight's game will play in next Friday night's District 4 Class 2A championship game against the winner of Towanda and Warrior Run. Starting with the Tigers offense, quarterback is sophomore Ayden Hockenbroch. Halfbacks are junior Brayden Andrews, freshman Grady Garcia, and junior Caden Hopper on a rotational basis. Fullbacks are sophomore Joey Williams and junior Talon Pyatt, who rotate as well. Wide receiver for the Tigers, sophomore Blaze Kissinger. Tight end, and also playing some wide out, sophomore Jace Malakoski. Offensive line for the Tigers includes junior John Quinton at right tackle. Right guard is freshman Braylon Smith. The center, sophomore Ayden McHale. Left guard, returning All-Staters, senior Jude Bremagen. Left tackle, also a senior, in Dylan Stein. The kicker is junior Preston Shadle. Defense led by defensive coordinator Andy Mills, who's been with Roth for all 4+ of his decades of success. Tigers run a 4-4. Defensive ends are sophomore Chase Williams and junior Ethan Makowski. Defensive tackles for the Tigers, senior Adam Barnes and sophomore Jaden Carter. Outside linebackers for Southern, junior Nate Gallagher, junior Brady Arnold, and junior Anthony Martino rotates in. Inside linebackers, both seniors in Joey Yankoski and Southern Columbia's all-time leading tackler, Dominic Fetterolf. In the secondary, also a rotation between seniors Brecken Raymer, Travis Wenzenovich, and sophomore Blaze Kissinger at the cornerback slots. Safeties are two juniors in Caden Zachman and Caius Morrow. The punter, just like the kicker, is junior Preston Shadle. So Shadle set to kick. It's going to be a lower kick. It goes to Chimics at the 15-yard line. Chimics is across the 30. He's across the 40, the 50, and he's going to take it all the way 87 yards to the house for a kickoff return, and it didn't take long for the Trojans to strike.
No, it did not. Chimics, the Trojans, we didn't even get to mention it in the pregame. They've been lethal on special teams this year, scoring 6 times throughout the season. Give them number 7 there as Chimics goes untouched up the right sideline. Tigers special teams nowhere to be found on that kickoff. And just like that, Troy is off to a hot start in this one.
So the Trojans already up 6-0 as the kick is up, and Gavin Lykon-Leffler's kick is good. Just 12 seconds into this one, Troy leading 7-0. So just that quickly, Troy behind. The return of Lincoln Chimics takes it 83 yards to the house for a Trojan touchdown. In case you mentioned it coming in, Troy's had a lot of success on special teams, and that's where Southern struggled throughout the year.
Yeah, Southern, it's been an Achilles heel for them all season long. That time, just to kick that, like you, I think, mentioned there, just didn't get too high in the air. Got to Chimics pretty quickly, and really, his blocker set up in front of him and took it to the house.
So now it's going to be returned at the 14 by Brayden Andrews. Andrews is out. Not going to get to the 25. Excellent coverage by the Trojans, so the Tigers will start it inside their 25, trailing 7-0.
We'll see how this offense gets rolling. It's been a rushing game that started slow but has really picked up as of late. We've yet to see them successfully run the football against a defense as talented as this Troy defense.
They're going to spot the ball at the 24 as Ayden Hockenbroch's under center. Hands the ball off to Andrews. Andrews tries to get the edge. Doesn't get much of anywhere as a host of Trojans tackle him near the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. A great swarm and team pursuit there by Troy. Southern Columbia not able to get anything going off tackle there. They've had some success off that sweet play recently to Andrews, but not a positive start there for the Tigers.
Loss of 1 yard, and Andrews the closest to 1,000 it's been I don't know how many years since the Tigers haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher at this point. Came in 50 yards shy of 1,000, loses one, 2nd and 11 coming up. Play action is going to be a keeper by Hockenbroch, and he's going to get buried for another loss. It'll be 3rd and long coming up for the Tigers.
Yeah, Jack Burbage, the Trojans' leading tackler with 86 tackles coming into the season. He was their leading tackler a year ago, an outstanding basketball player as well. Talented young athlete. He was there, not fooled by the bootleg action, and stops Hockenbroch. Now the Tigers trying to avoid a 3-and-out to start this one.
3rd and 13 from the 21. Hockenbroch back to pass. Looks, fires, has an open Brayden Andrews. He underthrows it. I don't know if it got caught up in the wind or not, but it's incomplete as Joe Frye was beat, but he ends up breaking it up as the ball fluttered in the air.
Yeah, fluttered is the perfect word there, Dave. For the first 30 yards of the pass, it looked on target. It's tough to tell from in here. It certainly looked like the wind knocked that thing down, and Andrews was well behind the secondary. If he's able to catch that in stride, it's a house call. But nonetheless, Troy forces the 3-and-out, and the Tigers going to have to punt this thing away.
Shadle deep inside his own 10 as Chase Williams is the long snapper. Good snap. Shadle gets off a punt, and it's a bad punt. It's going to get out across the 30, dying at the 36-yard line. So not a good punt at all by Shadle. And Troy's going to have outstanding field position for their first offensive play of this game, leading 7-0.
Yeah, just a nightmare scenario here for Southern Columbia to start. Was that a 15-yard punt you got there, Dave? Really sets this Troy offense up. Will be their first play of the game after scoring on the opening kickoff deep in Tiger territory.
They're going to spot it at the 35 as Woodward under center. He's going to keep it, try and get to the edge. Tigers missed 2 tackles as he gets inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Picks up 6 when he should have been brought down at the line of scrimmage, if not behind the line.
Yeah, the defense was there, just a little bit of reverting back to earlier in the season, the lack of fundamentals, trying to hit stick the quarterback when you got to get in there and wrap him up. They were there to make a play, but give credit there to Woodward, showing a little bit of shiftiness and picking up a solid gain there for Troy.
Woodward under center. At the 29, it's going to be a handoff, and in the opening is Smith. Smith's going to go inside the 10.
Yeah, sweep there to Smith along the right side, and just beautifully blocked by this Trojan front. Nobody there from the Tigers. It was Dominic Fetterolf that had to revert and chase him down the field to prevent a would-be touchdown.
So a gain of 23 there by the coach's son has 1st and goal for Troy at the Tigers 6. It's going to be a pitch to Gilliland, and Gilliland's going to get into the end zone from 6 yards out for a touchdown. The Trojans now, just over 2.5 minutes into this game, have built a 2-score lead.
A well-oiled machine, Dave. This Troy unit firing on all cylinders there. Line creating a hole. Nobody even remotely close for Southern Columbia to make a tackle. Troy making it look easy here early on.
So, Gavin Lykon-Leffler set up for the extra point. We have an official timeout as the ball was blowing on the ground. So they're going to reset the play clock. As Gilliland, it's going to be blocked. So the Tigers have a little momentum, if anything, after that. But either way, 9:20 to go in the first quarter. Troy 13, Southern Columbia nothing. So the Trojan fans here at Mansfield University, Carl Van Norman Field, are alive and well as their Trojans, the top-ranked team in the state in Class 2A, leading Southern Columbia 13-0, less than 3 minutes into this semifinal. Lykon-Leffler's kick is going to be a good one as Andrews takes it inside his own 5. He fumbles it, takes it out. He never had possession, so it's going to result in a touchback. Tigers will have it from their own 20-yard line to start this second drive, a drive that they need to at least change the field position at the very least. But the way this Trojan team looks, this could be a must-scoring drive.
Oh, you got to get something going quickly. Troy will run it up on you in a hurry if you don't. Very critical for the Tigers to come out here and execute, try to get something positive going.
Hockenbroch under center. Hands it off to Andrews. Andrews, a nice run there. Out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. So pickup of 8 for Andrews. Nice hole there up the B gap for Andrews to break through for a gain of 8, making it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, just what you needed if you're Southern Columbia. Something going right up the middle. Good job by Andrews to pick up positive yards.
Actually, we'll call it 7. It's the ball spot at the 27. Handoff goes to Hopper. Hopper's going to get near the 30. We'll see where the forward progress is stopped. Looks like the official's coming in right at the 30, so it'll be a pickup of 3 for Hopper and a first down for the Tigers. A much-needed one to try and kill off some of this momentum that has been completely taken over here at Mansfield University by the Trojans fans. First and 10, Southern Columbia from the 30. Hockenbroch is going to be reversed from Hopper to Andrews. Inside reverse. Andrews takes across the 35 for another good gain. Out to about the 37-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, a couple of positive plays here. Just settle everybody down. It feels like such a shock when you return the opening kickoff for Troy. You're down 7-0 immediately if you're Southern Columbia. Really, really important here to get a sustained offensive drive.
Hockenbroch at the line, pitches to Andrews, and Andrews doesn't have much going his way as the left side of the Tigers line was stood up as a host of Trojans make the stop at the line of scrimmage for maybe a half-yard gain.
Yeah, this Troy team defense, Dave, they just flow to the football so well, all in pursuit till the final whistle. A number of these plays, and we see it over and over, 3, 4, or 5 guys there to bring down the ball carrier.
3rd and 3 from the 37. Hockenbroch back, looking, rolling to his right. Passes, and it's well short, incomplete. I don't know if he lost it, but it didn't have a chance at getting to Kissinger, so after one first down, the Tigers are going to have to punt again.
Yeah, good coverage in the back end there from Troy as well. Really nowhere for Hockenbroch to go. He tried to roll out to his right to create some extra time, but locking it up was this Troy secondary with 7:04 to go here. Going to get the football back and a chance to go up 3 scores early on the 7-time defending state champion Tigers.
Chimics and Smith back deep as Shadle gets off the punt. It's going to be angled to the right. It's going to actually go out of bounds at the Trojan 36-yard line where they're going to take over to try and make this a 3-score game, already leading 13-0 with 6:56 to go in this opening quarter.
And they made it look so easy. Of course, they were starting inside Tiger territory last time, but little to no resistance given from this Tiger defense. Got to try to create a push up front, allow Dominic Fetterolf and the rest of this Tiger secondary to be able to flow to the ball and make a play.
Woodward under center. Going to be a handoff up the gut to the fullback, and only gaining about a yard was Cale Millard. Good job there by the Tigers' interior of their defensive line. Barnes and Carter make the stop after a gain of just a yard.
Yeah, it was, Dave. Carter and Barnes going to be key up front there to get a stop. Troy loves to give it to multiple backs between Gilliland, Millard, the fullback, and Smith. We've seen them all touch the rock already. You got to stay disciplined and in your gap assignments if you're a Tiger defensive lineman. Woodward under center. He's going to fake the handoff. It's going to be a pitch
to Gilliland, and Gilliland's going to get out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, so they like to run that veer option, fake it into Malone. It looks like he has it, but then the pitch to Gilliland. Give credit there to Caius Morrow, the Tigers starting safety. He makes a good open field tackle on Gilliland to keep this a 3rd down. Huge opportunity for the Tigers to get a stop, finally get a positive drive, and get the ball back to their offense.
John Quinton comes in, Tigers right tackle, in replacing Chase Williams at the 1 defensive end spot. 3rd and 3, big play here for the Tiger defense. Woodward under center. Pitch goes to Smith. I'm sorry, that was Gilliland, and he's close. I think he's got the 1st down. Yes, he does. He needed 3. He got exactly that, as Gilliland, the leading rusher on the season, picks up a 1st down for the Trojans.
Yeah, great running there by Brendan Gilliland, getting just enough. He knew the Tigers were in pursuit when he was hit, but he falls forward, reaches the ball out, and gets right to the line to gain, picking up that 1st down. 5:10 to go here from Mansfield in the first quarter.
1st and 10 from the 46. Troy leading 13-zip. As Woodward's going to be in shotgun now. Smith comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Smith. He fumbles the football. He's able to recover it. Loss of 2 on the play, making it 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they tried to get the jet motion going to Smith that time. Anthony Martino, the former quarterback turned linebacker, made an outstanding play, setting the edge, blowing up the would-be block. It actually sent the blocker back into Smith, causing him to lose the football. That's the kind of tough plays you're going to need on the perimeter to stop a lethal rushing attack like this Troy Trojan offense has.
All 6 of the offensive plays thus far have been runs, as Woodward is in shotgun. Smith goes in motion. Woodward back to pass, looks, fires, and it's going to be intercepted by Travis Wenzanovich inside his 30. He's out across the 30 to the 35, and just the 2nd time all season, Evan Woodward has been intercepted. Tigers defense comes through, giving the offense the ball back in good field position.
Yeah, Dave, they were trying to slip the football up the seam to the tight end, but a great job by Wenzanovich realizing that, making an over-the-shoulder catch. Dave, we talked briefly in the pregame. The Tigers were able to turn the Trojans over multiple times last year. Troy has virtually not turned the ball over all season. We'll see if it's the spark that the Tigers need.
So the Tigers have it 1st and 10 from the 37. Handoff up the gut. Piles pushing forward out across the 40. Still no whistle. I don't know how there's no whistle. What are they calling here?
Well, the pile was stopped for about 5 seconds. I certainly hope they would roll him down by contact there. I
didn't hear it, though.
So they didn't want to get off the end line. I'm not too sure. They do roll it 2nd down, so a nice 5-yard pickup there from Joey Williams.
Was that Williams or was that Andrews?
That was Williams.
Okay, Williams, so 5-yard pickup. Takes the ball out to the 41-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up here. Handoff to Andrews this time. He gets out close to the 45. He'll be about a yard or 2 short, bringing up 3rd down from the 44. It'll be a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, really good tackle there. I believe that was Woodward in there from the Trojans. Stuck Andrews and drove him back, not allowing him to pick up that yard to gain. But here you go. You got to be able to pick up these tough 1 to 2 to 3 yard situations on 3rd down. Got to convert to keep the offense moving. We'll see what Jim Roth likes to do here on this one.
3rd and 2 from the 44. Handoff to Andrews. Andrews tries to get the edge. He has a 1st down across the 50. See where he steps out of bounds. He steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers.
Yeah, they go to their star Andrews. He makes a nice move. It's all congested in the middle, so he bounces it to the outside, uses his speed. Much needed 1st down there for the Tigers. Now inside of Trojan territory, under 2:40 and counting to go in the first quarter.
1st and 10 Tigers from Detroit, 46. Andrews in motion. Fake handoff. Hockenbroch back to pass, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Coming up with the sack, Brendan Gilliland for Troy.
Dave, not only is Gilliland an outstanding running back, he is a force from his outside linebacker position, a team-leading 13th sack on the season. He's been outstanding pressuring the quarterback and comes up with another one in a big spot there for the Trojans.
An almost certain all-state selection will be in his future. 2nd and 13, Hockenbroch back, looking, firing, completes it to Kissinger. We'll see where they spot it. They spot it at about the 36-yard line. I don't know if he's got the first down or not. Yes, he does. So, 13-yard completion, first down Tigers.
That tough pass there, Dave, throwing to the wide side of the field all the way to the boundary. Give credit to Hockenbroch after taking the sack, stepping up, making that throw, that sophomore-to-sophomore connection to Kissinger, really heating up of late. Kissinger, that's his 27th catch, team-leading number on the season.
1st and 10 Tigers, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter from the Troy 36. Handoff to Williams. Williams has a burst of speed. He's inside the 30, inside the 20. He's going to be brought down inside the red zone at about the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers as Joey Williams showed a burst of speed.
Great read in the hole there from Williams on the dive up the middle. A quick little juke to the left, and he found himself with a load of green turf in front of him. 2 big chunk plays for the Tigers in a row have them knocking in the red zone here in this first quarter.
1st and 10 from the 12. Andrews goes in motion. Pitch goes to Garcia. Garcia's going to try and get the edge. Nothing doing as he's going to lose 3 on the play.
Yeah, the pitch play hasn't worked so far for Southern Columbia. That time, Garcia started going backwards, and there was just a host of Trojans there ready to make the play.
Nate Gallagher in at receiver here, Casey. Something we haven't seen much at all, if any, this season. So it'll be 2 receivers, 1 to each side.
Certainly would be looking that way, Dave.
From the 15, Hockenbroch back to pass. He's going to keep it. He's going to get inside the 10, and he gets leveled. Hopefully he is okay because he was absolutely buried on the play by Noah Ellis. The senior linebacker came up and smashed him.
That was a violent collision, Dave. It looks like Hockenbroch's okay, so happy to see that. It was a smart play by him. All his receivers covered up, had some room to run. He was able to get back a lot of that yardage lost on first down and more. Now looking at a 3rd and 7.
And I don't think we have to run another play. No, we don't, Casey. So after 1 quarter play in the District 4 Class 2A semifinal, Troy 13, Southern Columbia nothing. We'll be back. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 from the 9 for the Tigers. Certainly 4 down territory. Handoff goes to Andrews. He's going to get a couple, maybe 2 yards on the play. It'll be 4th and about 5 coming up for the Tigers.
Yeah, clearly you run that play when you know you're going for it on 4th down, and like you mentioned, it's really no decision. Tigers going to go with a 2-receiver look here, and Gallagher and Kissinger. Big play here early on, Dave. Tigers, after a really positive drive off the turnover, looking to capitalize with some points.
4th and 5 from the 7. Hockenbroch back, looking, firing. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Chimics. He's out across the 20, the 30. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. We do, however, have a flag on the play. So let's hold our thoughts here, Casey. That's thrown in an area that could be pass interference or holding.
Well, Gallagher was absolutely blindsided before the ball got there. If this is not pass interference, I'm not sure what it could be, as he was leveled before the ball got there. There's also a flag on the far sideline. I would imagine it's the coaches asking where the flag is. That flag came in very, very late on the pass interference call, well after the interception.
So the officials will sort this out. Long discussion here as
certainly with the Trojans walking back.
It is a pass interference. Now half the distance to the goal, Casey.
The fans are booing, Dave. When they see that one back on film, it might be the legitimate, most blatant pass interference I've ever seen in my life.
But with the half the distance, is it going to be a first down?
I wish we had Commissioner and official Joe Clubb on with this. Is it not an automatic first down here on pass interference?
Well, it's a unsportsmanlike on the Tigers. What? So do you mark off the penalty, and then it's going to be it's going to be a dead ball. So if this isn't a first down, it's going to be a 4th and long.
Quite a turn of events here. That flag came in near the Tigers' sideline, so you have to imagine that unsportsmanlike conduct came from the sideline.
I don't know if they got the first down, Casey.
Yeah, it's tough to tell without being able to hear the official how they're spotting this. There's certainly a lot of discussion, and the far chain crew hasn't adjusted from 4th down.
So it was not a first down. Now it'll be about a 4th and 18.
That's just a break. You cannot take over there on the sideline getting that. You would have been in 4th and about, 1? Now you're 4th and a mile. Got to go back to the end zone. You catch a break, not giving up the turnover, but a daunting task to pick up 19 yards on this Troy defense.
So the ball is at the 19. Hockenbroch back to pass. Looking. He's going to keep it. He's going to be well short of the first down. I don't know what he was thinking on that one. There's a flag as well. I would assume it's in the area of a holding. If that's the case, yes, it is. It's going to be declined. So it'll be a turnover on downs after picking up about 9 on the play was Hockenbroch.
Yeah, and Hockenbroch, just a sophomore learning the game, as he grows up here for the Tigers, just clearly not aware of the situation as he scrambled into the sideline, running out of bounds 7 yards short of the first down. I think in that situation, you want to at least throw a jump ball to one of your receivers in the end zone and let them try to make a play on it. A turnover, would just be a touchback at that point anyways, really not losing a whole lot. But nonetheless, Troy holds and gets the ball back into the hands of their offense.
So, first penalty against the Tigers, a costly one. Going to be a 1st and 10 from the 8 as Gilliland, nice run across the 10 out to the 15 for a gain of 7, bringing up a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, so like Dave mentioned earlier, Gilliland coming in, he is their leading rusher, 60 carries for 854 yards and 15 TDs coming into tonight's game. Of course, they do spread it around to a number of guys quite a bit, but, well over 10 yards a carry on average for Gilliland this season.
Dom Fetterolf on the tackle there. Handoff again. This is going to go to Smith. Fetterolf there to make the tackle. Half a yard gain at most, bringing up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Adam Barnes there as well for the Tigers. Got off his block immediately. Big to make a stop there. Now all of a sudden 3rd and short. I'd expect the Tigers to play this one really aggressive to try to get maybe a play that could either force a turnover or get a stop to get the ball right back to your offense.
3rd and 2, Troy from the 16. Tigers looking to force the 3 and out. Pitch play. And Gilliland's going to get close. We'll see. There's a flag. Is it a hold? Was there a face mask? He's close to the first down. Gilliland got 2 yards on the play. We'll see what the officials call this. It's going to be a face mask against the Tigers. So regardless if he got the first down or not, the yardage on the face mask is going to be enough to give him the first down. It wasn't a personal foul. It was just to the 5-yard variety. But after the Tigers had a penalty-free first quarter, a personal foul cost him on that scoring opportunity, and now a 5-yard gain certainly gives him a first down without having to measure.
Yeah. This Troy offense, Dave, it's just, been the difference here after the big explosive plays to start. They've been able to convert some of these 3rd and shorts while the Tigers have had their troubles.
1st and 10 from the 24. Woodward under center. going to be Millard up across out to the 30 for a gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, good vision there by Millard. Kind of bowing that one back inside after he looked to take it off tackle. 9 minutes, Dave, here left in the first half. Southern Columbia looking for another play on defense that could try to get their offense back on this field. The offense has been held in check so far to this point.
Chimics opening kickoff to put Troy up 12 seconds in the game, and then Gilliland added a touchdown in the first quarter to get us to 13-0 at this point. Play action as Woodward back to pass. He looks, he fires, incomplete. Good coverage by Wenzenovich as it was intended for Chimics. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
Wow, Dave, a really dangerous pass there from Woodward. I mean, if Wenzenovich is able to locate that ball a little bit earlier, he could run under that and intercept it. But you mentioned it, great coverage by him, walling off Chimics, not allowed him to beat him vertically over the top on that pass route.
So big 3rd and 4 here, and the Tigers' 4 losses. These third down and mediums have not worked out in their favor. Woodward hands the ball off. He's going to be short as the handoff goes to Gilliland. Got about 2. It brings up a 4th and 2. See if Coach Smith gambles here.
This would be quite a gamble, backed up pretty deep, Dave. That would be something if they elect to go for this.
So 4th and 2 coming up from his 32.
But you just never know, Dave. I mean, this is a team looking to beat Southern for the first time, looking to finally get over the hump and win a district title. Sometimes you got to play ultra aggressive to get that done, and they are going to go.
They are going for it. Woodward under center from his own 32. Handoff to Gilliland. Gilliland out. We'll see where they mark it. I think he got enough for the first down, Casey.
That would be quite a spot if they mark him with enough to get it there.
Wow. Gutsy call pays off for the Trojans.
That didn't look to me like he got anywhere near the 34-yard line. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a good angle on it. But the gamble pays off for Troy and a big 4th down conversion.
Well, 7th time these two programs have played. Tigers have won all 6. And the Trojans using everything to try and win this one, as it's going to be a handoff to Smith. He's going to try and get the edge. Read beautifully by a host of Tigers. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
You got to mention here, Dave, after that opening drive where the Tigers were like a sieve on defense, basically, right now their run defense is really stepping up their game, making things difficult on this Troy offense.
Brecken Reamer came up to make the stop from his cornerback slot. As we're under 7 minutes to play in the first half, Tigers will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Under center is Woodward. Screen pass to Chimics. Chimics breaks a tackle, gets out close to the 40-yard line.
Another dangerous pass, Dave, as that went right over the head of Gallagher. He was being blocked at the line of scrimmage there. He's able to get his hands up. That's going to hit him right away.
So the first completion from Woodward to Chimics picks up 6 as Gallagher and Fetterolf made the stop out of bounds. Stops the clock at 6:29. Big 3rd and 4 coming up here from the Trojan 40. And Coach Smith looks like he's going to take a timeout, and so will we. Back here, 6:29 to go. Troy leading 13-0. 3rd and 4, they have it from their own 40. Woodward under center. Reverse goes to Smith, and Smith's going to be tackled by Malakoski right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It was a reverse from Gilliland to Smith, but Malakoski from his defensive end spot wasn't fooled, stayed in position to make the stop. Actually, a loss of a yard on the play, making it 4th and 5.
Yeah, really good job by Malakoski there, staying in his lane and making a really tough open field tackle on the explosive Smith. So after they pick up 1 4th down, This time needing 6 yards, Dave. It looks like the Trojans just going to elect to punt this one away.
As Chimics is the punter, certainly showed his speed on that opening touchdown.
You got to be wary here if you're the Tigers and alert of a potential fake because Chimics is one of the best athletes on this Trojan roster.
Chimics is going to keep it, and he's going to have the first down. We called it up here, Casey. Picks up 7 for the first down.
Yeah, just a complete failure on the Southern Columbia punt unit. Nobody protecting the edge. You have to be aware with that with Chimics, an outstanding athlete, and he just basically jogs his way to a first down here on the near sideline. Troy calling all the right plays, pushing all the right buttons here in this first half, leading the Tigers 13-0.
13-0 from their 46. Woodward's going to keep it. He's across midfield, and he's going to have a first down to the Tiger 44-yard line.
So there we see that variation of the veer. He sticks it in the fullback's gut, pulls it out, and then rushes up the field for the first down.
Jersey Shore's taking a 14-7 lead in the other semifinal in District 4 2A. Warrior Run leading to 15-0. First and 10, Troy from the Tiger 44. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Trojans. Troy had 12 guys on the field, so it'll be a 1st and 15 coming up now as the ball will go back near that Mansfield University midfield logo.
And it could just be maybe the break the Southern Columbia defense needs. They've been playing really well, but after that fake punt, you could feel the momentum shift back to Troy. Now you get them behind the sticks. You've got to come out here, make a stop for little to no gain.
1st and 15 for Troy. Woodward's going to keep it, and Malakoski there along with Quinton for the stop. And we have a late hit by the Tigers. Looked like the momentum was carrying there, but just a little too much extra on the play.
Yeah, just a boneheaded play there from the Tigers. You get a great stop. It was going to be 2nd and 17. Lack of discipline, lack of preparation, lack of pride in playing the game there is a blatant late hit there as the officials still discuss where it comes from. It's going to be an automatic first down and a huge bailout for the Troy Trojans.
So a great play there by the defense that would have brought up, as Casey mentioned, a 2nd down and very long is now going to be a first down and very short.
Yeah, it's just not something you could have when you're trailing to a team that is the number 1 ranked team in the state and has looked dominant this far. You get them on the ropes, pushed way back behind the sticks. You're playing good run defense, and you just make a mental mistake like that. Those are the type of mistakes that will cost you a football game, Dave.
And at this point, it's not just a football game, it's a season, as Southern Columbia has played in 9 consecutive 2A state title games, and unless something changes quickly, that run is going to come to an end here tonight near the New York border at Carl Van Norman Field. So it'll be now 1st and 2.
You don't see that too often, do you?
Instead of a 2nd and 17. Ball is at the Southern Columbia 36. Woodward under center in that bunch formation with a wing to each side. It's going to be a pitch, and it's going to be a Frye pass. He has a wide open Chimics at the 20. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to go the distance for the touchdown. 36-yard pass on a flip from Frye to Chimics.
They're pushing all the right buttons, Dave. Like we mentioned, this Troy team looking to finally, for the first time in their program history, knock off the Southern Columbia Tigers. They're out here pulling all the tricks out of the bag. That one, a perfectly executed halfback pass. The Tigers not ready for it. Chimics makes Fetterolf missing the open field and an extra point away for making this a 20-0 football game.
And I think they're going to go for 2 here, Casey. So that is the backup quarterback. Joseph Frye, the senior, connects with the senior Chimics from 36 yards out. for the touchdown. So it'll be a 2-point conversion as Woodward back to pass from shotgun. Pass is going to be incomplete. So the score will stay 19-0. 4:33 to go in the first half. Troy goes up 3 scores. So Chimics, who returned the opening kickoff 83 yards for a touchdown, catches a 36-yard touchdown pass from Frye, who had the pitch from Woodward. In between those, a 6-yard touchdown run by Gilliland, and Southern Columbia in all sorts of trouble, trailing 19-0. It's going to be a low squibber taken by Hopper at his own 26. It's out across the 35. Stood up at about the 30. We'll see where they spot it. The 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers there. 4:27 to go in the first half. Still plenty of time. And don't forget the Tigers do get the ball to start the
We'll
third
see
quarter.
here, Dave. It feels like the momentum has really shifted after the Tigers get the personal foul penalty off the interception where they retained possession but had to go 4th and 18. And then when they had the Trojans backed up another personal foul, you got to be able, obviously, to get something going here right now.
Hockenbroch under center. Handoff up the gut to Williams. Not much doing as he only gets out to about the 38-yard line for a gain of 2.
Yeah. Troy defensive line wins the battle on that rep. Tiger offensive line got to get a push. Give these backs somewhere to go. Something to look at.
Not even 2.
Just to set the tempo as well. Just come off the ball. Let the other team know that there's no quitting you, that you're not going to quit just because you're down a couple scores.
2nd and 9 from the 39. Handoff reverse from Andrews to Garcia. Garcia's going to try and get the edge. He gets across the 40, knocked out of bounds at about the 42-yard line as he picks up 3 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 6.
Good reverse action there just to get some positive yardage. They did have the Trojan defense fooled just a bit. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of success so far out of this Tiger passing game, but going to have to rely on it here near midfield. They got Malakoski split out wide from his tight end spot for 2 wide receiver set.
Hockenbroch back to pass, looks, fires, it's broken up. It was intended for Kissinger. Nice play on the coverage, though, by the defensive back Noah Ellis to break it up, bringing up a 4th down, and it looks like the Tigers are going to punt.
Yeah, great coverage there. Tried to get a slant going to Kissinger over the middle. Not able to connect on it there. So Troy's defense forces yet another 3 and out, holding up strong. Southern Columbia offense just not able to get any consistently going as we have a bad snap there, Dave.
And Shadle gets off a sideways punt. I don't know if it was blocked, but it's going to work out better for the Tigers. It didn't go very far, but Shadle looks like he's limping off the field. It's going to be 1st and 10 Troy from the 38.
Yeah, and I think there, number 20 for Troy was trying to help him up a little bit, and Shadle wasn't having any of it. If you could hear the groans from the Troy crowd, I see why they're groaning there, but Tiger defense, Dave, here, 3:40 to go. Troy going to be in their 4-minute offense if you want really any shot in this one. We saw the Tigers go down 4 scores to Wyomissing on the opening game of the season. It was too much to overcome in a late rally. I think to have any chance in this one, you're going to have to get a stop here.
I would agree with you there, Casey. 1st and 10 from the 38. It's going to be a keeper by Woodward. He's got an open field. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's going to take it all the way 62 yards, the quarterback keeper, and now it's 25-0 Troy.
The route is on, Dave. They fooled the Tiger defense. Lackadaisical, standing around. Nobody in the hole for the Tiger defense, and you just can't play that kind of football when you're playing a team as good as Troy. They'll run it down your throat at will, and that's what they're doing. That time it's Woodward to the house as they build a 4-score lead, well on their way to picking up their first school win against the Tigers and giving themselves a shot at their first district title in over a decade.
And they're looking for more this season. Number 1 ranked team in the state. They're going to go for 2 here again. Two receivers to the left, or to the right, I'm sorry. Woodward back. He's looking. He's going to keep it himself. And the Tigers do stop him. 3:29 to go. Troy 25, Southern Columbia nothing. On the campus of Mansfield University, Carl Van Norman Field, and it's been all Trojans in this one. They lead the Tigers 25-zip with 3:29 to go in this first half. Last touchdown, the quarterback Woodward faked out the Tiger defense, faked a handoff, went up the gut untouched for a 62-yard score.
Yeah, it's been just as obvious as it could be, Dave. They've been the more disciplined and talented and hungry team, both offensively and defensively and on special teams. It's just been a complete domination so far for the Trojans.
Low kick goes out of bounds at the 32, so the Tigers will get 3 additional yards out to the 35 for the Tigers to have it 1st and 10. What is going on here? Was there a offsides on the kickoff? They're taking it back. They're not spotting the ball, Casey. So they're going to make Troy re-kick it. Interesting there. You would think 35-yard line's good field position. Might have been offsides, though, so it would be forced to kick it anyway.
Yeah, it looks like that's the decision there, Dave. As the wind is blowing and it's getting colder and colder by the minute here on the campus of Mansfield University, playing here due to improper field conditions at Alperon Park, the home of the Troy Trojans. So they come down the road here in northern PA to Mansfield University.
So they'll kick it from their own 35 this time, and it's a low kick taken by Griskavich for the Tigers right at midfield. So the Tigers benefit on that one as they'll have it at the 50.
Yeah, that's the first call I questioned from Troy, up 25-0, trying an onside kick in a game where you're completely dominating. The only thing that's going to come positively out of that is give Southern some good field position and maybe sneak a touchdown in before the half. Really no need if you're Troy to try to get cute. Up 25 here late in the second quarter.
Ball's actually at the Troy 49. Hockenbroch's under center. Hands it off to Andrews. Andrews goes to the right. He's got a first down at the 40. Breaks a tackle inside the 30. Inside the 20. Still going as he's going to be inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal Tigers. So it'll be a 1st and goal for the Tigers inside the 10 at, we'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, and it's just a great job there.
7-yard line.
Yeah, we'll get to the yardage then.
And that carry, Casey, puts Andrews over the 1,000-yard mark.
That's why I don't think it's a smart decision to try an onside kick up 25 in the second quarter, because one explosive by the Tigers, and now they're knocking on the doorstep.
42 yards by Andrews there. 1st and goal from the 7. Hand off to Hopper. Hopper tries to get the edge. He's going to get inside the 5, it appears. Kind of blocked with the press box here. We'll see where it's at.
About the 2, Dave.
Okay.
The 3. Dave, Hopper missed the hole up the middle. You could have drove a Mack truck through the hole up the middle for an easy touchdown. He tried to stretch it to the outside and still got positive yardage, but missed the hole formed by his offensive line up the middle. Nonetheless, some positive yardage, get the Tigers closer to a touchdown here.
Now, if you're Southern, do you want to try and slow down the pace?
It's an interesting thought. I think at this point, you just want to get the ball in the end zone any way possible.
2nd and goal from the 3. Hand off to Hopper. Hopper's going to get close. He dives forward, and he's in for the Tiger touchdown from 3 yards out to put Southern Columbia on the board with 2:30 to play.
And it's a really great response from this Tiger team. Looking to be on the ropes, honestly, here against Troy. You get the break from Troy electing an onside kick, and you make them pay for it. You're now right back into this thing, just down 3 scores, and as we expected, I think, a little bit coming to this one, Dave, Southern Columbia going to go for 2 after their recent struggles in the kicking game.
Tigers go for 2. It's going to be Hockenbroch on the keeper, and he's going to be buried by Smith. 2:30 to go. 2-point conversion, no good. Troy leads 25-6. So the Tigers get on the board with 2:30 to go. Still in a huge deficit, 25-6. They will get the ball to start the third quarter. However, Troy, with still 2 timeouts, will have another opportunity to score and gain back the momentum heading into the halftime intermission.
Jason Smith back, Kate for the Trojans.
Shadle kicks it off. Smith's going to take it from his own 6. It's out across the 10, out across the 20, out across the 30, the 40. Smith's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and Smith takes it 94 yards for a touchdown. 2 kickoff returns in this game for Troy, 2 touchdowns on those returns.
Wow, the special teams are just playing outstanding here for Troy. They've been a big part of this game. That is their 8th special teams touchdown on the season. The Tigers' kick coverage hasn't been able to put a finger on either of the returns so far. That time Smith takes it across the field, and any momentum the Tigers had wiped immediately away by a big kick return there from Mason Smith.
Tigers haven't given up a kick return for a touchdown all season, and they've given up 2 in this first half. It's going to be an extra point attempt by Leffler, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Score's now 32-6 with 2:11 to play in the first half. We're back here in just 19 seconds after Southern Columbia scored their first touchdown. Troy, this time Smith, takes it 94 yards for the kickoff return for a touchdown after starting the game with an 83-yard return by Chimics.
And Dave, you just have to think, I mean, this is their 8th special teams touchdown of the year. They really haven't even been in many kickoffs because they've been holding teams to so few points. They've only been getting a couple each week. It's just outstanding success.
It's going to be a bouncer to Keegan Deal at the 35, takes it out to the 40. So the Tigers will have good field position again. All 3 timeouts, 2:07 to play in the first half.
Yeah, here again, basically in the same position they were after driving down and getting their first points of the game. You're definitely going to want to get more points on the board, try to flip that momentum and get this into a 3-score game before going to half. Like Dave has mentioned throughout the broadcast, the Tigers get the ball to start the second half, so you could put one up here and get the ball back. It's a much more manageable deficit.
Hockenbroch back to pass, looking, firing, throws it to Malakoski, but over his head. Coverage on the play by Smith and Chimics brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just trying to get a go route for Malakoski there, just a bit too far out of the outstretched arms of Malakoski. I do like taking the shot there early on there, though, Dave, to strike right back.
So the clock stops with 2:02 to go in the first half. Obviously, in high school, there's no 2-minute warning. See if Jim Roth decides to air it out again. Hockenbroch back, looking, screen pass, goes to Williams. Williams is out across the 45 to 50. Steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line, first down Tigers.
Yeah, really beautifully dialed up screen pass there, and a good throw from Hockenbroch. Got some air under that one, up over the outstretched defensive lineman's arms. Williams catches it in stride, gets it out of bounds to stop the clock. Honestly, probably the best executed play so far in this first half for the Tigers.
13-yard pickup puts the ball in Trojan territory at their 46. A receiver to each side for Hockenbroch, under center. Garcia in motion, handoff up the gut to Williams. Williams is inside the 45 to about the 42. Give him 4 on the play, bringing up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and with the 3 timeouts, the time now isn't really as much of a concern inside the Troy territory. So a good job by Williams to pick up about half of what he needs to get a first down.
Going to spot it at the 37-yard line. The 43-yard line. Handoff to Andrews. Breaks a tackle inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Tried to spin off the safety's tackle there near the middle of the field, just not able to break that tackle. And with that one, Coach Jim Roth is going to call his first timeout.
So with minute 18 to go in the first half, Tigers trailing the Trojans 32-6. Back here out of the timeout, 3rd and 2 for the Tigers from the Troy 38-yard line. Minute 18 showing on the clock.
It's a wide receiver set, but I think most importantly here, you just got to, even if you got to run it, get this first down and then move on.
Handoff goes to Andrews. He's going to have the first down at the 35. He breaks a tackle. Still going inside the 30.
Boy, that was a nice
first down.
That was a nice jump cut there, Dave, by Andrews. They had him squared away in the backfield, but he breaks the tackle to pick up the first down.
First down, Tigers from the 29 as the clock gets set, and it'll move down. It's at a minute 5 seconds remaining. Hockenbroch back to pass. Looks, fires, completes it to Grady Garcia for a first down.
Yeah, nice job there. The Tigers run 4 streaks up the middle of the field. Hockenbroch finds Garcia up the seam, hauls it in, secures the catch before being hit on the play by Mason Smith.
So the ball's at the 12-yard line. Give Garcia 17 on that completion. Back to pass. Hockenbroch looking. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Nearly intercepted. It'll fall incomplete.
Wow, yeah. Excellent job there by the defensive line to get a hand on that one. Tigers catch a break as number 20 wasn't able to make a diving attempt at an interception there.
So the clock stops. 38 seconds to go in the first half. We'll have a 2nd and 10 coming up here shortly from the 12.
That's Reed Palmer, just a sophomore. One of the only new starters that we see here out as Troy returns, obviously, a number of starters from previous years. But Reed Palmer there, he's had himself a heck of a night, gets to the pass breakup.
Hockenbroch under center. Takes the handoff to Williams. Back to pass. Looking, firing, and there's going to be a pass interference as absolutely annihilating Andrews was Gilliland as the ball was in the air.
Yeah, it's not much more to say other than that. Andrews just run a wheel route down the sideline, and I'm not too sure what Gilliland was expecting there, but made the tackle when the ball was in the air. So going to be a half the distance to the goal here for the Tigers, stopping the clock with 34 seconds remaining here in the first half.
So that'll take it to the 6-yard line. 34 seconds left in the first half.
And I think, Dave, quickly it opens up both the run and the pass here with 2 timeouts.
So 2nd and 4 from the 6. Reverse from Andrews to Garcia. Garcia is going to try and get the outside, and he's not going to get there as he's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers will take a timeout. 3rd and about 5 from the 7. Southern in 4-down territory. Hockenbroch hands the ball off to Andrews. Andrews is going to try and get the edge, and he's going to get close to the end zone. We'll see. Are they going to give him the touchdown? They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line, so 6-yard pickup. 1st and goal as we're going to keep it here. A lot to unpack there, Casey. He's inside the 1.
Who took the timeout here, Dave? Coach Roth and the Tigers. Is that their final timeout?
Yeah, and we can't tell. Was he out of bounds?
He was out of bounds. The official was waving his hand, so an interesting call there to call timeout, in my opinion, with the clock stopped and now a 1st and inches.
So Southern takes a timeout. We're going to keep it here with 18 seconds left. You're right, Casey. The ball was out of bounds, so the clock would have stopped.
An interesting call. I mean, I think you take it to bring your boys over and be like, listen, we got one play, just push us in. I mean, they're at the tip of the ball is basically at the goal line. It's well inside the 1. So all they need is a small push. But again, this Troy defensive line, they are certainly big and tough. It's going to be tough to get a push on them.
And a gamble, if you get stopped, you have to get back to the ball very quickly. Hockenbroch's going to keep it, and Hockenbroch gets close. Is he into the end zone? Touchdown for Hockenbroch from a yard out.
Yeah, interesting when you wait to make the call that long, you're the official, you're almost preventing the Tigers from getting up and spiking it. As Coach Roth was halfway on the field asking them to spike it, but the Tigers convert, and boy, that's a gutsy drive, Dave, after giving up their second kick return touchdown to be able to march the ball down the field in the 2-minute offense, get another score, and a 2-point conversion has this would just be an 18-point game in what, was on the verge of getting out of their hands.
Tigers will go for 2 again. Hockenbroch, play action, looks, fires, completes it to Malakoski for the 2-point conversion. So 32-14 is the score with just under 10 seconds. So we're back here. Problem for the Tigers, Casey, there's still 9 seconds on the clock, and the 2 kick returns thus far for Troy have resulted in
you simply can't kick them the
touchdowns.
Football. I mean, there's absolutely under no circumstance can you put the hands in the ball, or the ball in the hands of either Chimics or Smith or Gilliland back there. They're just waiting for it. 8-9 seconds. You got to squib this thing into the front row here.
Definitely don't let it go back to Smith. Chimics is in that line at about the 25-yard line. Shadle kicks it. It is going to be a low squibber, and it's at the 30 as Chimics has it, and the Tigers do a good job of making the stop at the 25-yard line. So with 5 seconds left, you wonder if Troy just takes a knee to send us into halftime.
I mean, they've played outstanding so far, really been dominant in all facets of the game. But the Tigers, a couple of late scores here just to hang around, create some momentum for themselves to build off of, getting the ball to start the second half.
Woodward out of the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage. Woodward is going to take a knee, and that'll do it for the first half. After 2 quarters of play, the state's top-ranked Troy Trojans 32, the 7-time defending PIAA Class 2A state champion Tigers 14.
In this second half.
Lykon-Leffler set to kick it off by Garcia at his 16. He's out across the 20, and he gets tackled by Burbage at about the 27-yard line where the Tigers will have it 1st and 10.
I'd expect to see, at least early on here, the Tigers try to get this ground game going. It's been building, I would say, as this game's gone on. They've had some success, especially Brayden Andrews near the end of that first half. I think they want to get that going, get some positive plays to get this offense rolling.
Hockenbroch has the troops out of the huddle. Under center. Handoff to Pyatt. Pyatt gets a good gain after being hit at the line of scrimmage out across the 30 for his first carry that goes for 5 on the play.
That's just a tough run, Dave. He was hit after only a yard or 2, but gets that low frame down even lower, makes it impossible to wrap him up, keeps those legs churning to pick up 5 on the play.
2nd and 5 from the 32. Handoff to Hopper. Hopper's out across the 35, out across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. So the Tigers, good gainer there of 9 yards by Hopper.
Yeah, he makes a good cut up the middle off that off-tackle run, and he again picks up some yards after contact. So 2 plays, 2 tough runs for this Tiger backfield.
1st and 10 Tigers from their 41. Handoff to Andrews. Andrews up across the 45 to about the 46. Another nice gain for 5 more, so 3 plays so far, Casey. 3 positive ones on the ground for the Tigers.
Well, yeah, it's just exactly what I said before the half starts. You knew Coach Jim Roth was going to want to come out and establish this ground game. Still plenty of time to go in this one. You want to get this ground game going. So when you do go to the air, you could play off that play action.
Ball's at the 46. Hand off to Hopper. Hopper's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to go any further. Leading the charge, Jack Burbage, the leading tackler for the Trojans on the season.
Yeah, he was. Burbage snuffed that one out and did a good job meeting Hopper at the line of scrimmage. It does look like maybe he picked up a yard or two.
Yeah, maybe 2 based on that. You're right. I thought he was hit at the line.
Yeah, it's a good job by Hopper keeping moving forward, and it makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 4 here for the Tigers.
3rd and 4 from the 47. Hand off to Andrews. He's going to try and get the first down, and he does. It looked like he was going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he picks up 5. Tough running there by Andrews to move the sticks.
Well, it's one of the best 5-yard runs you're going to see, Dave. He was dead to rights in the backfield for a 6-7-yard loss, puts his foot in the ground, gets upfield, and gets every yard that he needs. So we talked about it earlier in the first half. The Tigers got to convert on some of those 3rd downs. They get a big one there.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of Troy. Hockenbroch under center as Hopper goes in motion. Play action. Hockenbroch back to pass. He looks. He fires, and it's going to be through the hands of Malakoski. Coming back to make the play was Mason Smith. He had Malakoski open. Looked like the ball hung up in the air just too long, and Malakoski wasn't able to come down with it.
He tried to make a play on it. He was open on the corner route. They went to the play action off that sweep motion. It had the Troy defense fooled. Malakoski got into that deep 3rd, but just unable to come down. That would have been a big chunk play for this Tiger offense.
So after 5 runs, they had the Trojans fooled, but it doesn't come up with any yardage. Now it's a reverse from Hopper to Andrews. Andrews initially slips. He gets about 3. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and again, just a good job by Andrews to pick up 3 on the play as there was some penetration in the Tiger backfield. It's the risk you run when you go that play action on 1st down. I love the call, try to pick up the chunk play, but now it just makes it tougher to pick up this year at 3rd and 7 as opposed to 3rd and 4.
That puts Andrews over the century mark, 14 carries, 102 yards. Play action, Hockenbroch back. He's looking. He's going to avoid pressure. He's going to get a first down and more. He's inside the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's going to go the distance, folks, for the touchdown. 46 yards, and Hockenbroch showed his speed there for the Tiger touchdown.
The biggest run of the sophomore's career so far. Hockenbroch avoids the pressure, gets out to the right side. Nobody home for Troy, and he takes it the distance. The Tigers get their first big explosive play of this second half, and all of a sudden a 2-point conversion away from making this just a 10-point game.
And we have an injury, it appears. Smith, he's able to get up. And the Tigers are going to go for 2, Casey.
Yeah, we expected the Tigers to go for 2 every time they scored a touchdown tonight, and they're not straying from that here. Again, the struggles in the kicking game, just playing the math, they like their chances if they could go for 2.
So the TD run went 46 yards. The score is 32-20 now. Hockenbroch fakes it. He looks, he fires, and it's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, broken up. So with 8:43 to play in the 3rd quarter, Troy 32, Southern Columbia 20. Back here as Hockenbroch uses his feet from 46 yards out for the touchdown. He scored the final touchdown of the first half with under 10 seconds remaining from a yard out. This time he goes down to Tigers sidelines to make the score 32-20 after the 2-point conversion pass intended for Malakoski was broken up at the line. Shadle low swibbler to about the 22. It still finds the hands of Chimics. Chimics is moving around. He's at the 30. Gets out to about the 32-yard line.
There's always danger in the air when he touches the ball. He is very agile on his feet, but certainly the right adjustment to start quibbing. It just gives this Tiger kickoff unit a chance to get down there.
So with 8:35 to go in the third quarter, leading 32-20. Troy's offense will touch the ball for the first time in a decent amount of time going back before the half, other than that kneel down. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Woodward hands the ball off, and it's going to be Millard out close to the 40-yard line. A nice run of 7 on the play by the fullback.
Yeah, I think Troy just wants to settle their team down here. It's consecutive scores for the Tigers that have made this a 2-score game. You could feel it's getting a little bit more tense, Dave. The Tiger crowd is into it. Troy fans into it as well. I think if you're Troy, you just want to get a nice sustained drive here, try to take some of the air out of this Tiger defense.
7 yards, has the ball right at the 40. Woodward's under center. It's going to be a handoff up the gut. Close to a first down marker is Gilliland. I think he got it. Picked up the 3 he needed to move the sticks.
Got just enough. Boy, they've gotten just enough a number of times. It's really smart running by Gilliland. Again, just putting his shoulder pads down and picking up enough to move the sticks.
Adam Barnes made the stop there as the ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Woodward under center. Two tight ends. Fakes the handoff to his fullback, and he's going to go the distance again. Fake handoff, and Woodward is going to go 57 yards for the Trojan touchdown.
Yep, the Tigers just not reading the key that they need to read there. Woodward fooled him again. You know it's a part of this veer option attack. Woodward, 364 rushing yards on the season. He is a threat out of that veer option, and Tigers just not keying it. A big one there for Troy to take the momentum back away from the Tigers.
So it looks like the Trojans are going to go for 2 here again. 57-yard touchdown run. Woodward had 76 before that, so he's the leading ball carrier in the game, as he's now at 133 yards. It's going to be a pitch to Village, and he's going to get in for the 2-point conversion. So the score is now 40-20. So 7:19 left, and that's Woodward's second long touchdown run on that fake option keeper up the gut. That one went 57 yards for the score.
Yeah, it's been exactly. They've gone to it in situations where they really needed it to. It's been an effective play for this Troy offense.
It's going to be taken by Garcia from his own 18. He's across the 20, out past the 30. Going to be wrestled down at about the 32-yard line. So back to now a 3-score game, Casey, with just over 1.5 quarters remaining in this district semifinal.
Yep, the Tigers defense really needed a stop there. They had the momentum for really the first time in this one, but you got to come right back out and try to get something going quickly here on offense. The one thing you can certainly not afford is a quick 3-and-out here.
1st and 10. Hockenbroch under center. Takes the handoff back, looking, and he's going to be sacked on the play. We'll catch the number as the young fellow gets up. It's going to be Terraberry on the sack.
Yeah, Eason Terraberry, the 6'4", 255-pound senior. He's a returning starter, picks up his 6th sack of the season. Beats the Tiger line on the inside. When Hockenbroch went to step up, there was just nothing there. Is Terraberry right there to swallow him up.
So you look at Gilliland, 13 sacks. He just picked up his 6th. Those 19 sacks are nearly what the Tigers have as a team this year. Hockenbroch back, looking, firing to Gallagher. Incomplete. Looked like a nice pass. Better coverage, though, however, by Frye, the man that threw that touchdown pass in the first half. It'll bring up a 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 15.
It was great coverage. It was a phenomenal throw by Hockenbroch. He put it right over the shoulder of Gallagher. It's just a really, really difficult play to make, looking over the shoulder with the defender draped all over you. You certainly can't fault him. for not hauling that one in. But give credit there to Hockenbroch. That was one of the best balls we've seen all night.
3rd and 15 from the Tiger 27. 6:26 left in the third quarter. Hockenbroch back, looking, firing, and it's going to be intercepted, and it's going to be a pick six potentially. It's going to be returned by Spencer Martin, 32 yards for the touchdown.
Yep, they tried to run the wheel route to the running back up the far sideline. Well, Spencer Martin, give him credit, he's just a freshman, but savvy football player, sat on that route. It was like he was playing pitch and catch with Hockenbroch. The easiest pick six you'll see for that young freshman probably in his whole career. He takes it all the way back, and Troy looking to give the knockout blow to the 7-time defending state champion Tigers.
So as the Tigers made it a 12-point game early in the third quarter, it's now 46-20 as the snap's clean, and it's going to be blocked again, but 46-20 is the score. Troy leading this one, 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Back here after that pick six by Spencer Martin, the freshman, returned at 32 yards. Kickoff goes to Garcia at his own 12. Garcia out to the 20. Gets to about the 25-yard line, but the Tigers, Casey, are in a world of trouble.
Yes, they are, and it's just a Troy team that is relentless, I would say, Dave. Even when the Tigers have been able to swing that momentum a bit, they're able to make some big plays, both offensively and then most recently off that pick six. They're a talented group, hungry for a shot at a district and potentially a state championship opportunity. They're on the verge of giving the knockout blow here to this Tiger team.
Handoff goes to Andrews. Gets a couple. So picks up about 3 on the play, does Andrews.
And if you're Coach Roth, I'm sure you'd love to just start airing it out, but with the pass rushing prowess of this Troy defense, you got to be able to protect your young quarterback a bit, try to get something going via the ground as well. Andrews able to get 3 or 4 yards there on that pickup.
Hockenbroch hands the ball off to Hopper, and nothing doing there as he's buried at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got forward progress of a yard. We have a flag on the play. We'll see. It's going to be after the play. It's going to be a personal foul of some sort. 15-yard penalty against the Trojans, so the Tigers will have a first down.
And as we mentioned earlier, the couple of personal fouls against the Tigers really shot themselves in the foot. Not saying that this one from Troy is going to make the difference, but when you're up by 4 scores and looking to bury the perennial power of Southern Columbia, it's just not something you want to do, to let them pick up an automatic first down when they're facing third down deep in their own territory.
That'll take the ball out to the 44-yard line. 5:28 to go in the third quarter. Tigers trailing 46-20.
I think here you're giving second life, Dave, on this drive. This is where I'm taking a shot. Troy with 10 guys in the box, single coverage outside. If I'm Coach Roth, I'm dialing up a home run hitter here, try to get a big play.
Andrews in motion. Play action. Back to pass. Looking, firing, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Hopper out of his halfback spot, broken up by Chimics.
Yeah, they went for the home run shot, Dave. It's the second post pattern to the halfback coming off of that weak wingback side. It's a staple of the Southern Columbia passing game. Hockenbroch just hasn't been able to get a tight spiral on those post passes coming down the middle. I would assume that the wind is having a factor, Dave. It's hard to tell from this angle. You look at the flag straight across from us, they're really whipping. I think it's making it really tough for either team to throw the ball out over the middle of the field.
Danville scored to take a 21-10 lead on Montoursville late in the third quarter. 2nd and 10, reverse from Hopper to Andrews. Andrews out near the 50. So it'll be a gain of 5, bringing up a 3rd and 5.
I think you have to acknowledge, Dave, the pursuit again of this Troy defense. It looks like at the point of attack. The Tigers' offensive line is actually doing a pretty good job creating a hole, but the pursuit coming from the weak side, these Troy guys just have such high motors, it's tough to break big ones when it's long developing runs like an inside reverse is for this Tiger offense.
Ball at the 49 of the Tigers. Pitch goes to Andrews, and nothing doing as he's buried by Burbage for a loss of 3. Tigers are going to probably punt here.
Interesting. I think at this spot, I think I'd probably go for it down 4 scores in the midfield. I mean, I don't know how many more chances you're going to get. You're likely facing elimination here anyways, but it's tough when you lose 4 yards. The pitch play, just not a play the Tigers have been able to have any success at, where we talked about the point of attack on the reverse, then being able to get a push. It's been exactly the opposite on the pitch plays.
So Shadle is going to be at his own 34. It's a good, clean snap, has a long time to kick it. Directional punt. It's going to bounce at the 25. Goes out of bounds at the 19-yard line, where Troy will have an opportunity to move the sticks and maybe potentially eat up this third quarter clock.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Troy here to really put this football game away. Late here in the third quarter, this is where it's a role reversal from what Southern Columbia fans are used to seeing over the decades of time. A competitive high school football game, but Troy certainly has been dominant. They could get an offensive sustained drive here. They're going to punch their ticket to the District 4 championship next week.
So Woodward under center from his own 19, hands the ball off. Gilliland is going to get a first down across the 30. There's a fumble on the play, and it's recovered by the Tigers.
Wow. Dave, I was just going to mention before they snapped the ball, I ran out of time. The only thing you can't do if you're Troy here is turn the ball over. It's literally the only thing that could give the Tigers a chance to get back into it. And they do force that turnover there. So the punt decision pays off for Jim Roth. He flips the field and now picks the ball up inside Troy territory at the 32-yard line with 3:37 to go here in the third quarter.
So Tigers have it 32 yards away from the end zone.
A little bit of delay here as they're waiting to get a ball set. Now we're ready to play, Dave.
1st and 10 from the 32. Hockenbroch back, looking, finds Andrews at the 25. Andrews is going to get inside the 20 for the first down.
Really like that first down play call there. Just get Andrews into the flat as quick as possible. Get him some open space. He's been the Tigers' most dynamic ball carrier tonight and this season. Let him create, and they pick up a nice first down.
1st and 10 from the 19. Hockenbroch back to pass, looking, firing, incomplete. That was intended for Malakoski, but it falls short of the target.
Yeah, and it's really actually a good incompletion there by Hockenbroch because the Troy D-back, Lincoln Chimics, was strapped onto Jace Malakoski. Anything near Malakoski would have likely been either a pass breakup or potentially a turnover. So you just sort of throw that one into the dirt and live to see another down.
2nd and 10 from the 19, 2:53 left in the third quarter. Troy leading 46-20. Reverse from Hopper to Andrews, and Andrews is going to be ripped down for a big loss by Jaden Cutt. The sophomore linebacker read that perfectly, and he looks like he's cramping on the play. But it's a huge loss, Casey. A loss back to the 27.
Yeah, a tough loss there for the Tigers. Give credit to Cutt on the play. He makes the play in the backfield. I thought Andrews should have probably tried to cut that one upfield a bit quicker, but now it's 3rd and a mile here for this Tiger team on their last life, trying to score.
At the 27, Hockenbroch looking, firing, throwing it, And it's going to be incomplete. No flag. I thought that was pass interference. Gallagher had no chance of coming back to the ball.
Yeah, I think Gallagher played it really smart. He turned and he tried, like you said, but I didn't see the D-back from Troy really make an attempt to make a play on the ball. I think it likely should have been a pass interference call, to be completely honest, but nonetheless, it was not called. And Troy gets the stop, forces a 4th and long here for Southern Columbia. Season on the line.
4th and about 18 coming up from the 27. Hockenbroch back, looking, and he's not going to have a chance as Gilliland makes the sack.
Yeah,
run down.
I'm not sure what Hockenbroch's drop was there. He didn't take any drop in the backfield, and you're just putting way too much pressure on your offensive line. Gilliland, that's going to be sack number 14 on the year for him. You got to get back and give your line a chance to hold those guys off. That time, just standing literally a foot behind the line, the entire defensive line for Troy collapsed, and they force a 4 and out for the Tigers, and certainly appears to be likely the knockout blow in this one.
So ball security, the emphasis here for the Trojan offense. Clock and score on their side. Woodward back to pass, looking, firing, has Chimics for the first down. Lenzanovic makes the tackle, but it's inside the 30 at the 29.
Yeah, and Chimics is down on the play, so that's one Troy is going to be looking at really closely. They're calling the trainers out on the field.
We're back here as the rain is falling. Handoff goes to Gilliland, and he's going to go the distance, and the route is on 28 yards by Gilliland. The junior takes it in to put 52 on the board.
An explosive Troy offense, averaging 52.6 a game, and they've hit their mark here, still only in the third quarter. They've done it on special teams. They've done it on defense. And the ground game has been explosive. It's a complete team effort for the number one team in the state, poised to defeat their I'm not going to call them arch rival, but the team to get over the hump, the Tigers.
And this time the extra point by Lykon-Leffler is up and good. 1:43 to go. The score is 53-20. So Lykon-Leffler, as the rain is coming down.
How about this, Dave? I haven't seen rain in months down in Elysburg. I mean, I don't even remember the last time it's rained.
It's come up here near the New York border, and it's pouring. Kickoff goes to Garcia at his 14. He's across the 20, out across the 30, going to go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
It's cold, it's windy, it's wet. We're in the north, Dave. But what a night of football here it's been. Troy on the precipice of finally knocking off the Tigers. They have played just an outstanding football game. It's a great football team who have had a great season. You just got to give all the credit out there to this Troy Trojans football program and what they've been building towards these last few seasons.
Hockenbroch under center. Fakes the handoff, goes to Garcia. Garcia has it fall through his hands, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
They run that, call it a slant circle. They fake the slant over the middle to Kissinger, slip Garcia out from his wingback position in the flat. They've had some success with that play to Garcia, especially the last couple of weeks, but, getting a little wet out there, Dave, harder to bring the football in.
2nd and 10 from the 32, 1:31 left in the third. Handoff up the gut to Pyatt. Pyatt gets out to about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36. Give him 4 on the play. 3rd and 6 from the 36. Feldmeyer made the stop for the Trojans.
As this game carries on, Dave, it's a big learning experience. Obviously, in the playoff, you want to win every game. This Tiger team with basically all first-year starters, they've played some tough competition this year, and they know now what it's going to take to continue to build this program moving forward.
Reverse from Garcia to Andrews. Andrews is going to get out near the 40 for a gain of maybe 3 on the play.
And just to continue on that point, I think there's certainly been mental mistakes and errors, a number here for the Tigers tonight, but I don't think you could question how hard they've played. They've come back, tried to throw multiple punches back at Troy after Troy had some momentum, but it's just been the Trojans every time with an answer.
Southern's going to punt here, 4th and 3 as the rain getting heavier now. Shadle's standing at his own 27. Tigers are going to just let the third quarter clock hit 0. So after 3 quarters, it's Troy 53, Southern 20. You're listening to the best of Core Region and Central Susquehanna Valley football on the Black Diamond Sports Network and B99.7. Hold on, we do have a flag, though. So we're going to keep it here. Might be a delay game on Southern. So, delay game means that we're going to have an untimed down here.
So we'll keep it here for V99.7. I didn't see a play clock.
Well, this one down here is not working.
Right, and that's where I was looking.
The other one is
the game clock. So an untimed down, Tigers will punt it away into the wind, into the rain. The return men for Troy are only about 30 yards deep.
So Shadle's going to punt it. And he gets off a bad one again. It's not even going to make the 50-yard line, and that'll do it. So 53-20 is the end of the third. Full stack as the handoff's going to go to Millard, and he gets to about the 42 for a pickup of 2. Another score in this game would be in the competition rule.
Yeah, it's tough. There's been so many game-changing moments. It's swung back and forth. Troy going out early, getting that kick return and quick touchdown to get up 14-0. They've had a cushion on the Tigers the whole time, but since then it's been back and forth, but now Troy taking full control. We'll let Dave think of his. I'll let him go first on the game-changing moment here.
Handoff to Millard again, inside the 40 to about the 38. Give him 4 on the play. There's different ways you can go about it. You can go about that debacle where the Tigers shot themselves in the foot, offense and then defense, but I think I'm going to say 2 game-changing moments were the kickoff return to start the game by Chimics, and then that one in the second quarter with 2:11 left by Smith.
Well, sure, it just gives them such an advantage because, well, I think it's fairly obvious the Trojans have outplayed the Tigers in all facets. It is a much closer game if you're not able to give up those kick returns, and that just really has been what propelled them from the very start.
Play action pass, Woodward looking, Woodward firing, and Woodward completing. It's going to be down to the 1-yard line, 37-yard completion to
Burbich.
Okay, so Burbich, 37-yard completion.
Echo a play action, boot out to the right. Woodward fooled everybody. Burbich made an outstanding grab into the wind, into the rain, hauls it down to put a bow on top of this one. Troy looking to punch it in, get over 60 points on the evening. Dominance from the Trojans.
1st and goal from the 1. So they're going to just keep it on the ground, I would assume. Woodward hands it off. Burbage up the gut. Is he going to get in? No indication yet. I'm going to say he's short, I believe. So Burbage is going to be short. Needed a yard. He got about 18 of the inches there, so halfway. I'm assuming it'll be the same thing here, Casey.
You'd have to think so.
Goes to Burbage, and this time he will get in with 9:20 to play from a yard out.
Good to see the Trojans reward Burbage after the outstanding down-the-field catch. They give it to the primarily defensive star, but like I mentioned earlier, he's an outstanding basketball player. He's got talent. Multiple sports. He could do it defensively. He could do it offensively. This Troy team filled with outstanding athletes, disciplined and a well-oiled machine here in a completely convincing and dominating fashion over the Tigers.
And the snap is clean. The hold is good, and the kick is good. 60 points, Casey. 60-20 is the score. Well, we're back here. I don't know offhand, Casey, but it's been quite some time, the last time that Southern Columbia gave up 60 points in a football game.
Yeah, you'd have to dig deep into the archives for that.
Which I'll do on the way home, but right now.
I'm sure you will. Just to put a bow on our game-changing moment, Dave, I'm going to go with the touchdown scored by Troy after the Tigers cut it to their closest margin in the second half. The momentum was on the Tigers' side. They thought maybe they got to stop, they get right back in it, but Troy answered immediately, and from there it's just been all Trojans in this one.
Garcia takes it from his 10 out to about the 16-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers inside their own 20.
And as we take a look at some other scores, it really looks like Lewisburg is about to beat Mount Carmel, knock Mount Carmel out of the playoffs. They played Danville really close in their first matchup. Everybody was anticipating we'd see a rematch in the District 4 3A championship, but Lewisburg, in convincing fashion, up 39-7 in that one.
And that'll be a good district final between Danville and Lewisburg. Handoff goes to Andrews, and nothing doing as he's going to be tackled for a loss.
I guess who? Jack Burbage just made the plays on offense. Now he's in the backfield on defense.
So that again takes Andrews under 100 yards. He's been up and over it 3 different times in this game. 20th carry for 98 yards.
In my mind, a meaningless stat, but to some not. It is something. Andrews was able to get over 1,000 yards on the night to keep the streak of Tigers at least having a 1,000-yard rusher in the season going one more year.
Hockenbroch back to pass. Is it going to be caught? We'll see. Out of bounds. Was brought down by Gallagher, but it was tipped by the D-back, and Gallagher wasn't able to get his foot down in bounds. So an incomplete pass, 3rd and long.
So if you're the Tigers, where do you go from here? Your unprecedented, probably never to be repeated streak is coming to an end tonight. 7 consecutive state championships. Last year, coming down to the wire, taking a 99-yard drive to win it. It's been a historic and unbelievable run.
Hockenbroch back to pass, looking, firing, and intended for Malakoski, but way over his head. Good coverage by Chimics on the play. 4th down, and the Tigers will punt.
So it's a Tiger team that is very, very young, obviously. We've mentioned it all throughout the season. A number of sophomores, even a few freshmen, some juniors. The large majority of this Tiger team will be back next year. I would have to imagine a humiliating defeat like this to Troy is going to fire you up. You want to win a state title. You're not going to be able to keep the streak alive, but it could be maybe just what the Tigers needed and is what it's been, I think, by any stretch of the imagination, disappointing seasons. Here we go, Dave.
So it's going to be a safety high snap. So 2 more for Troy to make it 62-20 with 6:56 to play.
Just not what you're looking for there. Special teams have been a massive issue for the Tigers all season. And it's almost a fitting end there as the snap goes over the head. We saw it in the opener a bunch. Now we're seeing it again here in the finale.
Reed Palmer, the injured man, I think it's just cramps at this point. Yep, good to see he's not seriously hurt on that one. So 2 points. Now, Casey, it would be taking credit away from Troy to simply put it this way, but the issues that were the start of the season for the Tigers in week 1 at Wyomissing have been kind of put on hold for the better part of the regular season, but in a game against the top-ranked team in the state, just way too many issues, usually on special teams in this one.
Well, I think there's been mistakes all over, but yes, highlighted by the special teams. I think it comes down to this, Steve. It's a young team that doesn't have the talent of, obviously, previous seasons, so you got to play mistake-free football, clean football to win against the best teams. And, you know, some Southern fans might not like to hear it, but basically every time they've played top competition, these same mistakes have reared their ugly head every single time. And unfortunately for the Tigers, they haven't really defeated a team of quality, you know, a quality football team this year, whether you look at Mount Carmel, Danville, Mifflinburg, Wyomissing, and now Troy. They just haven't been able to put together 4 quarters of complete football.
Mason Smith from his own 30 takes it into Tiger territory to about the 40. I would say if you're looking for the Tigers' best win of the season, it has to be Montoursville. 19-16 win at home towards the end of the regular season to avoid a 3-game.
Yeah, that's the big part, to avoid that 3-game losing streak that I think you had to stat what had never happened under Coach Jim Ruff. So that was one where they showed a lot of guts. And I think one thing we've learned from the Tigers throughout the year, they do have some fight in them. They continued to fight back in this game, but ultimately, and quite honestly, I think they're just talent-wise a bit overmatched with how experienced Troy is, how inexperienced the Tigers are. This Tiger team, they'll use it as motivation to work and try to get back at it next year.
So it's going to be a handoff. Good gainer. That's Smith. Now it's going to be Woodward. He's going to pick up 12, putting him up, Casey, to 144 rushing yards in this one.
And he's been explosive. Had 2 of the biggest runs of the game. The 2 big keepers pulling out of that veer dive. It really was what kind of broke the Tigers back on each of their pushes to get back into it.
Yep. So 1st and 10, Troy. The big plays have been the storyline here at Mansfield University as we have 5.5 minutes remaining in this semifinal. Handoff goes to the fullback, and Millard's pummeling forward, takes it from the 29 to the 17.
Yeah, the gas is out of the tank here for the Tigers. They have essentially waved the white flag, and Troy just keeps on pounding right down the field. Under 5 minutes to go. Troy going to look to add another one here.
Woodward's under center. It's going to be a penalty, some sort of movement. Pierce false start as the right guard. Tried getting a head start there. Clock stops at 4:44 left in this game.
Dave, while I still have you before you go down to do the post-game interviews, I think it's a good time to highlight. I've been talking about how young of a Tiger team it is, and of course there are some seniors, but you want to highlight Dominic Fetterolf, the Tigers' middle linebacker, 4-year starter, likely to become the Tigers' first 4-time All-Stater. Just an outstanding career.
Since Garcia, Holiday, and Fleming.
Right.
So just the 4th ever, yeah.
But yeah, if you want to, just pay him some homage.
And you had All-State lineman, 3-year starter, Jude Bremagen as well. So there are some seniors that are going to definitely be missed as the pitch goes to, is that Burbage?
That's Gilliland.
Gilliland takes it from the 21 to the
And not only missed in those seniors that we discussed, they were vital parts of a state championship run in previous seasons. They had a tall task ahead of them this year to try to get a very young team up to the caliber that it took to win a state title. We'll give them credit. They fought at it. It looked like an insurmountable feat here as Troy dominant on the doorstep again.
Woodward under center. Handoff goes to the fullback. Millard's going to be stopped for no gain. 2nd and goal from the 5.
So as we take a look around, Dave, Troy is on their way to the District 4 championship. It appears they're going to be facing the Warrior Run Defenders. And I don't think anybody had that one at the start of the season. A upstart surprise season from the Defenders out of Turbotville, Pennsylvania. They're going to be playing in a district championship game likely to be played here again, Dave?
I would assume so, yeah. And I think it's only the 3rd district championship appearance in the Defenders' history.
Wow. So props to them. They lead, like I said, 43-20 over Towanda in the 4th quarter.
So a pitch goes to Gilliland. Gilliland's going to get in from 5 yards out for the touchdown.
Cherry on top, Dave. Troy unstoppable all night. They came back for vengeance after the Tigers took them down the last 2 years. I'm sure many in the Troy program thought they had a team capable of winning a state title the last 2 years. But this time they get over the hump against the Tigers and look to be extremely dangerous heading into the District 4 championship and potentially the PIAA state playoff picture.
So an extra point attempt here by Lykon-Leffler. And the score is now 69-20 with 2:45 left. Back here, 2:45 on the clock. Troy leading Southern Columbia 69-20.
Wow. That's an eye-opener, Dave.
Yeah.
That is just sheer dominance from a Troy team. You wondered, could they do it against maybe a little bit more superior competition than they faced earlier on, but they showed doesn't matter. They could just steamroll anybody in their path at this point. And we did get confirmation from the District 4 official. The championship game will be played back here at Mansfield University.
Okay. As Garcia takes it from his own 19 out across the 20 to about the 31-yard line, 32. So, Troy, Casey, you look at it. Southern Columbia state championship representative 9 years in a row. Troy could make it a 10th straight year for District 4.
Yeah, they certainly can, and I think they will undoubtedly be the favorite to do so coming out of this side of the bracket.
So Troy's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. And again, you look at these Southern seniors. We'll go down the list for you. Brecken Reamer, Travis Wenzanovich, Joey Yankoski, Dominic Fetterolf, CJ Swank-Dworchik, who unfortunately missed all season after tearing his ACL last year in the state championship game, Dylan Stein, Jude Bremagen, Adam Barnes, and Wyatt Martin.
So those young men will have their high school football careers come to an end in disappointing fashion in a way that no Tiger football player has really experienced in this generation of players. It's been nothing but championships, but they're going to have to experience the harsh truth of defeat, Dave, and certainly they've given great contributions to the Southern Columbia football program, and we at the Black Diamond Sports Network wish them nothing but the best as they move forward in their athletic and academic careers.
Hockenbroch hands it off to Hopper. Hopper's across the 35, across the 40. He's going to pick up a first down on a gain of 11.
Another score update for you. If you're looking for a more competitive game. Shamokin 21, Jersey Shore 21, 2:30 to go in the fourth quarter for the District 4 4A championship at Shamokin. That one has got to be a barn burner at the Purple Coliseum.
Kent Memorial Field, the place to be tonight in District 4, apparently. Handoff up the gut to Pyatt. Pyatt's got a first down. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. Still going as he's inside the 10. First and goal coming up for the Tigers.
Run until the final whistle. You love to see that. Talon Pyatt, just a junior. He'll be back for, this is his first season with the Tiger football program, but he'll be back for season number 2 next year.
So 49-yard gain there by Pyatt. As the Tigers pick up the first down. Hand off to Andrews. Andrews is going to get close to the end zone. Is he in?
He is in, Dave.
Andrews, I can't see from my vantage point, but a 9-yard run for Andrews, and that puts him over 100 yards again.
So Andrews caps off this season with a touchdown for the Tigers. He's going to finish this season, like Dave mentioned, over the 1,000-yard mark, over 100 tonight. The 5'8", 160-pound junior will be expected to be the focal point and leader of this Tiger team returning next year for his senior year.
So Hockenbroch throws it to Fetterolf, and Fetterolf catches the 2-point conversion to make it 69-28 with 46 seconds. We're going to keep it here to close out this game.
So ceremonious end perhaps there as Fetterolf is going to score the final points of the season.
So symbolic for the Trojans doing something that no team has done for the last 7 years, beating the Tigers in the postseason. Third time's a charm. Third time in 3 years, the Trojans take down the Giant, and it'll be the first win for the Trojans ever against the Tigers in 7 appearances. Mason Smith's going to take it and take a knee.
They got to start the clock there. They forgot to start it.
So they're not even going to have to run another play here.
If you want to head down there, Dave, I'm more
Okay.
than able to wrap this one up for you.
And then I'll give you the stats here. Here you go. Don't lose those puppies. It's been fun, everyone. Thanks you for joining us. In case you'll close out the year here.
Yep, we will. So Troy is going to have to run another play, assuming they'll just take a knee to do that and complete what they've been working out to do for the past 3 years, knock off the Tigers of Southern Columbia and advance to the District 4 championship game. Troy, the winners here at Mansfield University by a whopping 69-28. We'll start with the Tigers as their season comes to an end. They were able to amount 15 first downs on the evening. 4 penalties for 40 yards, a couple of them very costly early on. On the ground, Brayden Andrews led the Tigers with 21 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown. Joey Williams, the fullback, had 4 carries for 34 yards. Caden Hopper had 7 carries for 33 yards and a touchdown. Grady Garcia had 3 carries for 0 yards on the evening. Talon Pyatt, 3 carries for 58 yards, and Ayden Hockenbroch actually had 2 touchdowns. One was a big one that got the Tigers almost back into it, but 5 carries, 60 yards, and those 2 touchdowns for Hockenbroch. Through the air, not much going all night. A couple of missed opportunities down the field. He was 3 for 7 for 43 yards, no turnovers, no touchdowns. Receiving, it was Blaze Kissinger, 1 catch for 13 yards. Joey Williams, another 13-yard catch. Grady Garcia, 1 catch for 17 yards. And Brayden Andrews with 1 catch for 13 yards. For Troy, again, an outstanding 69-point performance, and they did it in all 3 facets. Troy actually picked up less first downs on the game than Southern Columbia with only 13. simply because they didn't need that many first downs. Brendan Gilliland led the way, 12 carries for 91 yards. He led the way in carries because it was actually the quarterback, Evan Woodward, who led the way in yards. His 7 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Millard, the fullback, had 7 carries for 33 yards. Smith had 5 carries for 22 yards. Chimics had a carry for 7 yards, and Burbage, after the big touchdown reception, they gave him 2 punches at the goal line, his 2 carries, 1 yard, and a touchdown. Woodward, I don't think Dave actually updated these stats because he has him at 1 completion and 3 attempts for 6 yards and an interception, but I don't believe that's too accurate. So I apologize to him on that. Nonetheless, it was Chimics with 3 catches for 80 yards and Burbage with 1 catch for 37 yards. So if we could deduce there, it looks like Woodward was actually 4 for 7 on the evening. Those were our post-game stats.
Headed to Mansfield University for the District 4 2A semifinals. Southern Columbia looking for that 8th state title in a row, facing number 1 Troy. Now, this is how you start a game. Lincoln Chimics has some wheels, and it shows. Opening kickoff, and Chimics is not even touched. All the way to the house, Troy takes a 7-0 lead. Just a few minutes later, the Trojans are knocking on the door again. Evan Woodward with the toss to Brendan Gilliland. He punches it in. Extra point was no good, but it's an early 13-point lead for the Trojans. Troy looking to pad on some more, but Southern Columbia's defense starting to settle in. Woodward looking long, picked off by Travis Wedrinovich. Finally brought down, but the Tigers' drive would stall there. Troy's going right back to work in the second. A little bit of trickery here. Fine Chimics, and what a move there. 6 more for the Trojans. Number 1 Troy wins it 69-28, ending the Tiger streak of 7 state titles in a row.